And welcome Friday. This is Stephen the Medium. I am your host, and this is Through the Static, where I just connect you to people in spirit. That's as simple as it gets. But I have this amazing co-host with me somewhere here, right?
Coach Helix is here. You make me
Coach
laugh because
Felix.
you must already have spirit in your head because
Why?
you're like, "Welcome Friday." I'm like, "What about Saturday? What about Monday?" Just welcome Friday. Just
Oh,
welcome Friday.
you know what? How
So
about if I wrap you around a bedpost and cut you off short? And you can, anyone
you can
listening can use that. I'm just telling you right now, you can use it. So,
you can
but
do that.
Elix, I'm really
Yes.
excited. I get to do this show Through the Static the last Friday of the month, and I got to tell you, I really look forward to it. I love just connecting people to spirit, but I just love getting to do this with you. And it's a whole different format because the rest of the month we do your Get a Grip with Coach Elix, so it's a whole different format, right?
Yeah, we like to switch it up.
We do
We
switch it up.
we
So, but how are you?
I am awesome, Stephen. And I'm even more awesome now because it's Friday and we get to have the weekend. And it's like such an important time to like decompress and just disconnect and not have to. I mean, we both spend every single day hours on the phone talking or on virtually talking
Yes,
to people.
yes,
So the weekends are just a time to decompress. Last weekend we went to the beach with our friends John and Christmas, and that was awesome.
I think it's
I
that's always,
I
always
couldn't love
awesome.
it. Yeah, I just love it. Beach for both of us is like our zen place. So
It
I
is.
want more of that for
Well, you
sure.
know what? Saturdays, usually by noon is when I sort of start the weekend because I always do Saturday readings via virtually because Saturday mornings are usually a really convenient time for people that work Monday through Friday and for whatever reason can't find a an appropriate date that works for them during the week. So Saturdays I always open them up and they're always taken. Like tomorrow they're taken, and I think I'm done by 12, so that's when I start. But I was busy this morning because I took off and went to Mahoney's, which is a landscaping or plant garden here in on the Cape if you're around here, because I have in front of our house we have I have annuals and perennials, right? So for annuals, I have to pick them every year. So anyone who plants gardens is going to relate to this, Elix, I think. So
Yeah,
I bought
not
these
not
little
me, not
I,
me, but
I bought
everyone else. Yes.
these little plants that were really pretty. I honestly, it was the last of the group of buying plants, so I didn't even really pay attention to what they were. But yeah, they were a no go. They're not getting big, and they just look like there was. I don't know. You're looking through like each side of the stairs there's this flower bed and then there's just this gap, so those babies came out, and so I went in and it was really cool. I walked in and asked if they still had canna lilies, but honestly I really wanted to say canna lilies, I really did. But two people that worked there, the guy said, it was a young guy, said we just got a shipment in, so he brought me right to it, and I got like this reddish orange and yellow, and I put them in and they look beautiful. That's what I did this morning.
They do look beautiful. Not gonna
No, they
lie,
do.
they actually
And
do.
I sort of refreshed them because I had like mulch that I bought way too much mulch when I first did it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just refresh everything, and now it looks really good. So, and by the way, if you do want a reading, 508-222-1320, you can call in. Elix and I always do a first segment. We just chat, and then I open the lines up after we come back and start taking calls.
No
That's
better
good, right?
time. No better
What?
time to
Yes.
get yourself a reading from Stephen the Medium. How about that?
And, and I actually have I posted some events that I'm doing just myself. The virtual couple of virtual events, so they sold out like immediately. But I have two dates, July 16th and August 27th, that are in person in my office in New Bedford, and it's really good because these events are a maximum of 12 people. Everybody gets read. So if you're local and you want to come in, you should definitely check out stephenthemedium.com website, and you can get some tickets or
And,
book an
and,
appointment.
And you get a lot of people always asking, are you local? Where can we see you? You have an office, and this is the opportunity to see you in person.
I
So
I
don't miss it.
I
Don't miss it.
I love that, and I love doing it. I was trying to think like there's so much in my head that I want to talk about, and there's just not enough time, right?
Oh my God! Stop at there's so much in my head. Stop right there.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
a
that
lot,
is
huh?
a show in and of itself. There is so much in that head of yours.
There is.
Sometimes I just look at that head of yours and say, how, why? Thank God you got good looks. Thank God you passed the bar on the first try, because there is
Yes.
a lot in that
Primera,
head of
Primera.
yours.
But you know what? When I was doing my little errands today, I stopped by uh, Lisa, our good friend Lisa, who owns. Oh my God! How come it's just went out of my head? What's her company? The pet company?
Oh my
Elix.
goodness.
This is a fail.
Upper Cape.
Pet
I,
sitting?
yeah,
Upper Cape?
Upper
Yes.
Cape Pet City. I
Well, we love
think.
Lisa. We love her. So I stopped in. I'm never on that side of Falmouth, so I stopped in because I went to Mahoney's and whatnot. So I was hoping to get to see her and two girls that were working there, two women. I asked if Lisa was here, and they said you just missed her. And before anyone saw me coming, like that, I was standing at the counter because they're grooming dogs. There was a German Shepherd already done because he looked beautiful. And when I saw him, he was just like in this little open corral, and I'm like, hi. And his tail, because he's a German Shepherd, started banging on the wall so loudly. So when the girl, her name is Heather, came out, I asked if Lisa was there. She said no. I'm like, he is so cute. And she was like, that's Cosmo. And I'm like, and I looked at Cosmo and said, Cosmo, we have something in common. Tonight I'm going to have a Cosmo. Just saying. I think this is good. And she sort of laughed, but I don't know. I'm like, okay, I think I'm done here. I did my gig.
I'm sure Cosmo look at you like, okay, funny, move along. You know how many other people have joked this, have
I'm sure.
told me that same joke? Yeah.
Move along. Move
Move
along.
along. Yeah.
But listen, one thing I want to say, because when I do readings on this show, I don't get a lot of times, a lot of time to talk about certain things. And a friend of mine reached out to me. I'm not even sure if I shared this with you, Elix. Reached out to me, and she said, Stephen, I've been manifesting for a while. I am following everything that I think I should be following, and putting it out there, and envisioning already having it, and like all the stuff she was doing was just pretty amazing. And it was about meeting somebody, like meeting her guy, right? Just meeting someone that's going to be the fit with her. And she said, someone else said to me, you should do this or do that. She's like, but I don't want to, because that doesn't seem right. It feels like I'll be like, I don't know, going off the path if I don't like really focus on wanting to meet somebody. And she said to me, and there is someone that's been around or in my life on and off, that just on a side note, I'd still love to be with him. And then she went blah blah blah. So I responded to her, and for anybody who's listening, who's manifesting and feeling like this is not working, or maybe I didn't give it enough time, maybe I've given it so much time, it's still not working. And, my response to her was, look, when you manifest, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. And I said to her, the fact that in that one email you sent to me about why isn't manifesting working, the fact that there was a statement in there, the guy that's been in and out of my life for a couple of years, I still do want to be with him. I'm like, that's your whole internal dialogue, right? That's everything that is part of your subconscious and part of your soul, where the whole foundation of where manifesting starts and is fed is there. So of course your manifesting's not working, because really what you're saying is, I want to be with this guy who is clearly not giving 100% to me, and it's who you are. So if you're ever in that place of, I'm sure Elix, you get this. If you're ever
Of
in that place of
course.
manifesting and you're wondering why things are not happening, it's because you got to dig deeper. Dig deeper and being aware are like my favorite expressions or word is really trying to figure out what exactly below the personality, below the surface, below what when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, dig deeper in there because that's where the magic happens. And whatever is sitting in there, especially in your soul, that's what you're manifesting, regardless of what you're saying on the surface, because the surface means nothing. You can say it, you can yell it, you can scream it, you can stand on your head and say it, but the surface doesn't mean anything. It's really about the soul, the heart, and like internally, what is going on in there, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, of course it does. Judith Glaser, who is, my mentor, a neuroscientist, she told me words create reality. Words create our reality. So when I hear people say, I want, or I hope, or I think, or I should, all of those words are designed to, or what they really say is, you know, I think I could have it. I want to have it, but it's not here yet. And that's what the universe hears. It's not here yet, so you don't get it. More of it's not here yet. So yeah, you gotta change those words. I want to from I want to I have. Very different way to manifest.
What's really wild too is if it's the first time you just heard this conversation that we're having, especially the latter part that you just said, somebody would look and say, "No, but that's not what I mean. Like, no, that's not what like I hope or
Yeah.
I want whatever." It's when you hear it, I think then it's easy to sort of decipher and say, "Oh," but I think again doing so many readings, spirit is coming from a place that we don't come from here in the physical world. They're so elevated, and obviously their vibration is so high, and they can see the big picture, and they do everything with that in mind. They don't do anything in like that's more narrow or the sort of smaller picture. So listening to them and hearing them and seeing their perspective is it really just changed so much about me and how I do readings and how I live my life and how we both live our lives, right? So
That is the way we live life. That's foundational for us, and we both, we thankfully we have each other, so we get to when we hear those words coming out of each other, we get to call each other out so that we can
exactly.
correct in real time.
So I'm going to call out right now that we've got to go because we need a break.
Okay,
And
bye.
if you do want to call in for a reading, 508-222-1320. We are here and we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, your host, and I have my co-host with me.
Coach Elix is right here.
Coach Elix is right here. BBB. I just said to Elix right before we came on, I don't know who this is for. It's probably the first caller, but I keep hearing Bob or Barbara or Billy or this is a Brian or B. So let me go to the first caller. Hi,
Hello.
This is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, Stephen. It's Denise. How are you?
Hey, Denise. How are you?
Good.
Denise, what's up? What's up? Who's the Bob or Brian, the B name?
I have Uncle Bob, and then I have a friend Brian also. So it could be either.
But both of them, Denise, in spirit?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? There, as I said that, I think I actually even said both those names. But when right now they're sort of in a very loving way, as only spirit could do, they're arguing about no, it was me. So just know that it's Uncle Rob and Brian are giving a big wave. And who's Dave?
My
Who's
husband.
Dave? Oh,
My husband.
So no, you know what? Your husband just said he loves that these. I was going to say like Three Stooges, but I said to your husband, there's only two of them. You can't say Three Stooges. Like, I don't know, whatever, like yin and yang are going back and forth with each other. It's a nice way for your husband just to step forward and say, honey, it's me, which I love. Is there a birthday or anniversary? Like now?
No.
No, it doesn't have to be his. Oh, you just said no, and he looked at me like, "What's wrong with her?" I'm like, "I don't know. That was the one you picked." I love him, but he just said there's a birthday or an anniversary. He keeps showing me a bouquet of flowers, so there is something connected to you. That's whatever the date is today, June 26th, 2 weeks back or 2 weeks forward, Denise. But this could be.
Oh, my in-laws. It would have been my in-laws' anniversary, wedding anniversary. That's probably what it is.
Like when is that? Do you know?
June 28th.
That would be it. Oh my God. So no wonder why when you said no, he looked at me like, what's wrong with her? Because this is his parents, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, Denise. Come on. Give me a break with he just looked at me, not a big surprise, and said, you know what, but I still love her. I'm like, I know you do. Like there's no question. But you know, all of this is your husband is not someone that just wants to give validations. He wants to give them in a very humorous way. And I think it's twofold. He must have been very funny when he was in the physical world. And he also wants you to smile. Like he wants not just a validation like it's his parents' anniversary, but he wants to do it in a humorous way that you like he's here with you, and like you two are at a party and someone said I don't know, said something about an anniversary, and you're like, I don't know, and he looks at you like, what do you, did you just mean me? My parents' anniversary's here. That's what he's all about, and that's what he's giving as a validation. He also just said Lynn? Lori? Who's the L name? I mean, it may not be Lynn or Laurie, but it's an L he keeps giving me. And he keeps saying, Denise, you... Wait a minute. No. It's not a name. It's like, it's a lake. Lake? Did you guys do something on a lake?
A long time ago, we were at a lake.
Well, first of all, you remember, there's no time in spirit, so they can bring something up that... every time you say something, he just looked at me. It was like, wasn't that long ago? I'm like, talk to your wife. But was it just one of those like one time trips? There's going to be a reason why he's bringing it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. I don't know. We did used to go to a lake when we were camping, and we used to go camping every first week of July for 3 weeks. That could be what he's talking about. I don't know.
Denise, July 1st is this week coming up, right? So yes, that's exactly what he's bringing up. I said earlier I'm going to have a Cosmo tonight. I need a Cosmo now with you, Denise. But you know, Elix and I love you. right, listen, I'm going to let you go because I got to get to the next caller. But Denise, lots of love to you. Happy 4th, and it was so good to hear your voice.
All right, you too. Bye, Alex. Bye.
Bye, Denise.
Bye.
How do you not love her? Let me go to the next caller. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
How you doing?
Doing well. I thought I lost you for a second. Okay, Sandy, I'm just sort of like figuring out your energy, tuning in. Sandy, let me ask you something. Is there somebody, you or somebody connected to you that has a business or is thinking about a business? So if it doesn't resonate, keep it with you, because when I just went into your brain, like into your energy, and it doesn't mean it's you. I need to go to you because that's who I'm reading, right? But it feels as if I can hear a conversation with a guy talking about a business. I don't know, Sandy, if the business never got off the ground, but you don't remember anybody talking about, like, I don't know, sort of being excited about talking about a business, and then, is your father in spirit?
Yes.
But it's your father stepping. Why is he? Why you have no idea what he's talking about?
What business? Wow.
There's something, and it doesn't mean that it's him, like Sandy, like it's his business, but it's a guy. It feels like, and may not be the actual business, but it's cars. Sandy, who loved cars?
Oh my gosh.
You can get in there's, and your father just said an A name. I don't know if this is Al, Anthony, who's Anthony?
My grandson.
Oh, okay, hold on. So your grandson doesn't love cars?
Oh, he does.
Oh, that's what this is. You know what? I don't even know where to go with this, because your father is like so emotional. He's like so is your mother in spirit too?
Yes.
Because she just came in and yelling at your dad that he didn't give me, like, he didn't explain it to me the right way. I love these two. I love how your mother, I feel all love between the two of them, but the way this is happening. So, yeah, so why your dad starts with your grandson in loving cars is because he just wants to let you know he is around. But he also just... he keeps... Are there two?
I have a grandson who graduated 8th grade and is going to a technical school. I don't think it's Kurt, though.
Oh, you're not supposed to give me the name. I was going to ask you the C or K, but so just keep this, Sandy. Do you have just 2 grandkids?
I have 6.
Okay, why the one that plays with cars? Are there just 2 of them? Does he have one sibling?
My daughter gave me 2 granddaughters and a grandson, and my son gave me 1 daughter and 2 grandsons.
I don't know why is your father, when we were talking about your grandson that plays with cars, he just kept giving me, there's no twins that run in your family?
No, but Anthony used to love, he loves cars and speed.
Yeah,
and he competes with his mother all the time as far as who's going to have the fastest car.
Well, that's pretty funny. I don't know. I keep feeling like either, keep this with you, Sandy. I keep feeling like your mom and dad are talking about either twins that are already crossed over, like mom or dad's aunt or uncles or something, or there's Irish twins. They keep feeling like it's like 2 peas in a pod, and I'm not really sure. Oh, and he said give the G or J name, and that will help Sandy out. Like John or Jim or Jane or Jack. Who's the G or J name? Nothing that comes to mind?
Jackie, my granddaughter.
Oh, all right. So
no.
What was that? No, no. So that's what your mom and dad are bringing up. So is Jackie the like the second?
She's the.
I love
She's
how
my
you have to.
son's first.
I love how you have to calculate that in your head, Sandy. Where do these grandkids come in? I listen. I'm sure it's just a validation because I said Jack. It's Jackie. I get it. Parents are giving that as a validation, but just Sandy, I can't stop feeling twins. Is there anybody who's pregnant or who's looking to get pregnant connected to you, like family or anything like that?
Mm.
And if not, somebody. I think it's
Somebody's
a
going to
twofold.
have twins?
It feels as if there's twins, both sides, twins in spirit and twins here. I can see like a baby carriage with like like side by side, and they're clearly twins. So your mom and dad are looking again at me like my daughter knows this, the twins, and there's definitely twins in spirit. So Sandy, make sure. Wait a minute. Do you have a husband?
Yes.
Did you say no?
I have a husband, yeah. Walter.
Is he in spirit?
No?
Oh, so he's here. I think that,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have twins on his side.
No.
Well, just keep it with you, Sandy.
The family?
I love
He
how you
doesn't
ask
think
him.
so. He doesn't think so.
Just Sandy, you know what? It's mom and dad giving this beautiful hug and just letting you know how much they love you, reaching out and making sure that they validate the grandkids. But the twin thing, your father's crossing his arms, looking at you like I'm like I don't know what else to say. Like Sandy will get this at some point. It also could be, and just keep this with you, Sandy. And I know this may sound weird, but it also could be somebody that got pregnant years ago or whenever period they did, and maybe you know how sometimes somebody may get pregnant and there's like a thought maybe that it's twins, but it's not, because it feels like there's two babies, and maybe I don't know what the expression's called, like that one doesn't make it and then you just have the one child, but there's something going on. I don't know. You know
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about.
My youngest sister's daughter just had a baby. The first one didn't make it, and this is her second one, and it's a boy.
Wow. So but they weren't twins. It was like one and she lost.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be the way they're giving it to me. It definitely could be that. And the second one, is he already born?
Is what?
Is the one you're talking about? Is she still pregnant, or was he born?
Oh, just recently.
He was born. I just heard your father or mother say they're going to name, or they named the first or middle name after a family member. So if you don't know that, or you do know that, just keep that with you. But
yes.
So if you get that, I love that, Sandy. Listen, I got to go. I'm so pressed for time. I got to take a break. Sandy, thank you so much for calling, and lots of love to you. Happy 4th of July, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen, the medium, with my very handsome host or co-host.
Oh, that would be me, Coach Elex.
Yeah, see, you're right though. When I said host, co-host, Spirit's talking to me. They start before I even start the show, so I'm just all over the place.
And
so.
I know. So I just
you just go with it, right?
Exactly.
All right. Let me get to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
This is Diane.
Hi, Diane. Okay, Diane, are you ready for this?
Sure.
I love this. All right. Okay, wait a minute. So there's Diane, where's the mom come in? There's a really strong mother.
My mother.
Is in spirit.
Yes.
Okay. So your dad must be in spirit too.
Yes.
As soon as she popped in, your father popped in, and they're both very excited to get to talk to you, Diane. But wait a minute. There's also a man here, not your dad, somebody who feels like, did you lose a brother? Husband. He's here, Diane. Let me try to show you or explain to you how this works, because I got to figure out what your husband or mom and dad are giving me, even though I think it's pretty much your husband. So right before we came back, they start chatting with me. They know Diane's on the line, and Diane's next for me to speak to her. So I got to figure this out. Is there a David connected to you?
My husband's brother.
Oh, so that's who this is. So is your brother?
Spirit.
I was just about to say, but your brother-in-law David is still here.
Yes.
Got it. They kept showing me Italy and the statue of David, and I wasn't sure, like, oh my God, did Diane go to Italy? Does someone go to Italy? Does someone want to go to Italy? So I wasn't sure where your husband was going with this. But it's a nice way to give a validation. He just said 3. So are there, like, did your husband have, is he one of 3 or 3 siblings?
He has 3 sons.
Oh, 3 sons. I was in the wrong generation, so he's giving that as a validation. Diane, are they your sons or his?
Ours.
I'm sorry, both?
Both, yes.
Okay. So I love that. No big surprise, Diane, that your husband is giving a validation to your boys. It's interesting how, listen, siblings are siblings, right? And they have things that are commonalities and whatnot. But your husband, I was going to say, like, it feels like 2 of the boys, or one of the boys, is so different than the others. It just feels like there's a big difference from one spectrum to the other. But your husband keeps saying, don't stop worrying. Don't worry. Is one of your sons not geographically close?
The youngest son is on Washington State.
And where are you, Diane? Are you in New England?
Cape Cod.
So just know that's why your dad's giving that, if the baby is not geographically close. And maybe, listen, your mom, right? So maybe somewhere in that head of yours, because you just worry about your boys, that's what your husband's bringing up. But your husband just said, talk about the junior. Is one of the boys named after him, or either a first or a middle name?
No, my youngest son has a son, but it's not a junior.
And your grandson doesn't have his first name or middle name, is not a name passed down?
His middle name is my dad's name.
Oh, that's what this is. So when I say junior, I don't mean officially like they have the same exact name. The spirit loves, it's a big deal, Diane, when people pass down the names. And boo, but your husband also just said, happy anniversary or happy birthday. There's something really.
My birthday is August.
Is August?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's too far. When they give me this certain sign,
Mm.
your husband saying like 2 weeks back or 2 weeks forward, there's something really close. It could be the boys, it could be him, it could be your parents, but there's something that your husband's bringing up as a validation. He also keeps talking about the C or K name. Is there like a Kevin or Chris or Kathy?
Chris, my aunt Chris, is in spirit.
So Auntie Chris and you, even though she just said to me, she's wouldn't be top of the list of who you thought would say hi or come in, but she's here and just wants to give that as a really really nice validation.
She'd
Diane,
be at
let
the
me also.
top.
What was that?
I said she'd be at the top of my list.
Oh wow, I love that.
Yeah.
She's very, I don't know, she's very very sweet, but maybe this is the next person coming in because that's not what I heard. If your aunt is one that's on the top of your list, this is Bob or Brian again or Bill.
Bob. I
Who's
have a
Bob
cousin Bob. I have a cousin Bobby.
in spirit?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that's saying you wouldn't necessarily think, not that you don't love that he's here, but wouldn't necessarily think that he'd be at the top of the list. But there was something with flooring. I don't know what this is, Diane. Is someone doing renovations or or did something with the floor or used to work, like is very good with carpentry or wood?
No, I just restained my deck.
That would be it. Whether it's
I don't know.
outside, whether it's inside, that's your husband letting you know. And your husband just said Peter or Paul or Pat. There's a P
Paul,
name.
my son. Paul is our oldest.
Yeah, so I just said to your husband, if we go through the whole family, we're going to be here forever.
Yeah, yeah, we will.
But this is really all about, and Diane, it's really about your husband, just and everybody else, like your parents. But it's your husband that just keeps saying, "I want to make sure my wife knows I'm here with her." He's with you all the time, especially drinking something. I don't know if he had a particular cup or I don't know what this is, but he keeps saying talk about the drinking coffee or tea or I don't know what this is.
Coffee.
Was he a big coffee drinker or you were or are?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. So every morning when you're having coffee, he's with you, he's around you, and the last thing he just said was the H name, which I never get. Is there like a Helen or Harry or
H, that's my last name because of the H.
oh, so that's his name.
Yeah.
I love how you had to think about that, Diane. Yes,
What?
it's him saying it's really me. It's really me. That's why I never get that letter, Diane. So that's very very cool. Just know that your husband loves you. He's with you and says, "I know that you think of me every moment or every day, and that you must talk to him consciously or subconsciously. You must have conversations with that man." He says, "I hear." Yeah, and know that when you're doing that, he's listening and responding, but just in a different way. And just with these hugs and stuff. So I'll leave you with that, Diane, because I'm pressed for time. Thank you so much. And have a great 4th of July. Lots of love to you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I guess I can squeeze another call in if there's someone.
I believe there is.
Okay, so we will take a break and we'll be right back. That's what Jim said, right? Take a break? And welcome back to Through the Static. This is your host, Stephen the Medium, with my co-host,
Coach Elix.
You know
in
what,
the
Elix?
house. Yes, sir.
And what I am so excited to say, and I don't want to forget to say it, is that like your show, my show now is going to also be turned into a podcast.
Correct. It's actually already turned into a podcast. It is already available. People can go look you up on their favorite platform, podcast platform. Right?
Exactly, and it's Through the Static with Stephen the Medium. But the reason why I'm excited and bringing it up, because you're absolutely right, it's already out there. But I think the last time there was an updated show was like in 2022. So now I'm really, really excited that I get to put these shows that are coming up, and even some from the more recent past, back on there, so that there's more current shows. And I love that. I love that, people can, as you just said, Elix, just pick whatever your choice is of what you love listening to, like Spotify or Apple, whatever, and take a listen to my show and your show, right?
Yes,
which is good. One thing I just have to bring up quickly, when at the beginning of the show, when I was talking about how spirit has a completely different perspective. They look at the bigger picture, as opposed to our perspectives are much more narrow, even though we don't think they are, but they are. And I was doing a reading this week for this woman who lost her mom really recent, like June 13th. Like less than, or a couple of weeks, if that. So of course the mother came through, and one of the things which I thought was just brilliant that the mom said, listen, no matter what I'm saying, you lose a parent that recently, or even if you lose a parent, it's not like I'm going to just wash away your grief with a reading, right? But it's definitely a help. That's why people come to me and do readings. And one of the things in this conversation, the mother said to me, tell my daughter, explain to her what I was explaining earlier about how where she is now, she gets to look at the bigger picture as opposed to the more narrow picture, and said when her daughter, and the mother brought this up, the mother said something to the effect that I asked the daughter, I'm like, I know you're thinking about your wedding, and she said that she's not engaged yet, but she's been getting these hints that it's coming soon. So of course she agreed and said, of course, that my mom's not here. And I said, for you, that's a biggie, right? That is such a huge thing, that you're going to get married, and you've got this great guy, and you're going to walk down the aisle, and your mom physically can't be there, which, I'm sure at some point you just expected, of course, she's going to be there. Well, now she's not. That's what your mom talks about in a narrow way. And I know for a second she was thinking in her head, that's not narrow, that's so meaningful. And I was explaining to her the best I could to interpret what the mom was saying. And ultimately what the mom said to her daughter, or had me say, was, because she looks at the bigger picture and not just about the wedding, because that's a snapshot. That's an experience that lives for a certain time, for that day, and I'm not disregarding the build up and all of that, if mom was still here and helping her get a dress and all of that. But I just mean like the actual ceremony, and that whole day is a day, right? And mom kept saying, trying to really have me reiterate to her daughter, was, in the big picture, I look at why you're here. What is your meaning? What is your purpose and your passion? Of course, part of it is meeting your boyfriend. You're going to get married to him, and most likely maybe have a family. But the bigger picture, and she said, I want you to understand that, because now, seeing where you are in life and seeing where you're going, you're in this transition period and like a crossroads, and I now, in a way different sort of level, I can help you go forward with your meaning in life, why you're here. And I felt, Elix, like I was talking to her like I am now. It felt like I never stopped talking, and then finally I'm like, okay, does I feel like I've been blabbering. Does this make sense? You know, and she was very stoic. I think that was just her personality, and I saw her eyes water it was a virtual reading, and she said, "It absolutely makes sense, and it's going to be so helpful for me to hang on to that the way you explained my mom's perspective, because I just this week told my boyfriend that what I'm doing, and she was working in a particular company in this arena or area. She said, I just told my boyfriend, I just can't see myself being not in this company or job, but in this environment at all, like in the next 6 months. And she said, I was talking to him about how I just feel like there's such a shift that needs to happen. And it was just such a validation, Elix, from what the mom just said.
Wow. And she got it, because a lot of people, Stephen, even when you go in to explain that, may not get it, or even if they get it, they're like, yeah, but it's not that easy, so I'm gonna have to tough it out. But that she got it, that's really awesome.
I was, and it's someone that, I don't know, maybe it's just my perspective. I would think someone, you have all different audiences when I'm doing groups or individual, whatever readings. And I guess maybe I would think like someone who in the reading has already sort of overtly showed me that they're very emotional, or they're they're just in it. And she was the opposite. As much as I loved her energy, and she's such a great person, and it was the first time I read her, but she was so stoic that I guess I maybe thought her being like that reserved, like, oh, she's not going to get it. And the fact that she sort of, I don't know, just not only said she got it, but just explained what she got. And then I'm like, oh my God, she really got what her mom said. And and again, from spirit too, because there's no time, they look down with their perspective, like, and they understand what we think, but their perspective is, we're going to see each other again. Like, mm-hmm. and there's no time frame. So it's not like they're thinking, oh my God, my daughter's 28 years old and it's going to be like ages before I get to see her. It just, there's no concept up there. That concept is here of feeling, it's, I'm never going to see my mom again, or if I do, it's going to be years from now, and how is that going to benefit or help me right now? And I used to think that too. I always used to think that when my dad died, when I was 8 years old, and I would always think before I knew I was a medium, my God, like, my dad must be like going crazy, like all these years of not having my mom, and never realizing that was my mom's perspective, not my dad's.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it, when you sort of hear what their perspective is in spirit, and how different it is.
Well, it's also a great reminder for all of us that often our perspective is so limited.
You know what, Elix? It is, and that's why I always tell people, the people that get it are people that understand that there's way more than the five senses. That you have to, even if you don't know how to do it, just the statement of, I may not know it all, but I do know there's more than five senses. And right there opens the door and puts you in a better place that's going to keep you going further and further and further. So, but let me take a caller that just called in. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, this is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Lisa, I'm just tuning in and seeing what's going on with Lisa. Lisa, the first thing I feel when I just heard your voice were angels around. And, sometimes when I see that or feel that, it's because you or the person I'm speaking to, like angels, pray to angels, have angels, whatever. This feels like more focused on your ability to connect, and yet your ability to not know you connect. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you're someone who connects very easily, but questions or doubts that you do. It's a dad energy giving this to me. So, but Lisa, is your dad here?
No.
So he's in spirit. He's been. It feels like there's two dads. Did you have like a father-in-law or ex-father-in-law in spirit?
Yes.
Okay, so it's both stepping forward. Your father has a lot to say. Or maybe it's your father-in-law. They just come through as dad, so I can't tell yet which one it is. Okay, so your dad. Wait a minute. Has one of them been gone like close to 10 years or more?
Yes.
Is it both, or which one is it, Lisa?
In-law, father-in-law.
Okay, so it could be him, even though I feel like it's your. I don't even know, Lisa, because they're both speaking at the same time, but both of them just keep saying how proud they are of where you are now, and also there's a mom, but it feels like a grandmother. Is your mother still living?
Yes. I
thought so. Or a mother-in-law, it could be, but there's at a minimum a grandmother. But I also I keep hearing it's definitely a grandmother, because I just heard my Lisa has been through a lot. It feels more recently. Did you have a loss like recently over like the past year?
No.
So, okay, when I say loss, Lisa, that doesn't necessarily mean a death. It just means someone, there's a loss that, or something connected to you, because why do I feel sadness?
I don't know.
So, you have siblings?
I do.
Do you have a sister?
I do.
It's connected to like your life. Maybe it's one of your siblings. I mean, maybe are going through or have been through something that is sad, or they've lost somebody. But there's something in who's Bob?
A family member.
Is he here or in spirit?
Here.
Why family member? Is it an uncle? Is it like, who is it, Lisa?
The husband.
So is this like a brother-in-law?
No, husband.
Oh, your husband?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Then, you know what? Then it's connected to Bob. It's got to be. Because your husband's here, living, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something, he hasn't, like, his side of the family, there's no, or he hasn't, a disappointment with work, or you have no idea what this is?
Mm-mm.
Well, just keep it with you. What is 17, Lisa? 17 of any month, or January 7th, or July 1st, but there's a 1-7 that someone just wrote, like right next to you. And it could be a birthday, it could be an anniversary, but there's something with 1-7. So if it doesn't come, just make sure you keep it with you. But listen, Lisa, I stand by this loss, and it is, and now I got it. It is someone who died, and it feels like it's a pet. No one lost a dog or a cat or like within the last year?
No, not recently.
When you say not recently, are you talking about it's been many, many years?
Yeah, many, many years.
Are you talking about you?
Yes.
Yeah, so it may not be you, it may be your husband, it may be your siblings, but there is a recent animal I don't know why I keep hearing like a G or a J name. The animal that you had, was that like a breed or a name of a G or a J? I keep hearing, not that it would be actually a Jack Russell, but I keep hearing a J and an R. That's what I keep hearing. And like there's something either a breed, and it doesn't have to necessarily be the dog you lost, but there's something here, a dog, a cat, an animal. But keep it with you, Lisa, because there's a more, somebody somehow connected to you. I can feel their pain when they lost this animal, and it's within the year. Sometimes it goes up to like 15 months, but it's like my heart is being pulled out. So just make sure you hang on to it, and it feels like it's connected to the C or K name. And listen, I hate doing this, Lisa, because the show's ending, and I got to leave you with that. So if you want, go back to the website, WARA, and you can listen back to this, or when it goes onto a podcast, you can find it and listen back to it. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Lots of love to you. Elix, so where can people find you?
They can find me at Coach Elix anywhere on social media. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do.
That's so easy, Elix. And you can find me at StephenTheMedium.com and Stephen the Medium in social media. So I just want to say to everybody, happy 4th of July. Are we here next Friday?
We are. We have Iris Fernandez Valdez. Yes.
So we're back anyway, but on behalf of Stephen the Medium and through the Static, I say happy 4th of July. And I do a big, huge shout out to WARA and Jim, who is producing the show, and all the guys that are great that help us do this. And without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. So we love that, Elix, right? So anything else?
I'll see everyone next Friday. So tune in again.
With Get a Grip with Coach Elix. We'll be back next Friday. Listen, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.